Okay, Mario, once again, September 27, 2025, Saturday. This is going to be part two, and I'm going to explain the components that you need to do your own control board. It's not really that hard if you wanted to say repair your Hirobo SRB Quark, or in this case, my Bumblebee, which I'm going to change all the gears, to the direct drive, similar to this one here. You can do the same there. Or you can just use these very same components. So fixed pitch helicopter, very simple. It keeps things a lot easier from that perspective here. So what you basically need is obviously you need the motor. So I have sketched here both the main motor and the tail rotor, and then above that I have labeled 12-inch rotor and 4-inch rotor, which is typical for these size helicopters. By the way, this would be a 180 size helicopter. So if you compare these to some of the more modern ones that have come out, you'll find out that they're very similar in size. You could use one of those controllers if you want to buy, those controllers, but then you have to, buy the same motors and the same similar components, to make it work. So it's just better off to just buy the whole helicopter in that case, instead of trying to mend or piece things together. But if you're somebody that has a little bit of knowledge with this hobby, with some of these electronic components, this is not really that hard. And so to do something like this, in the old days I used to do very similar. I started before there were any 3-in-1 controls, before any of this stuff was available. I was already piecing things together, to make it available for people that wanted to also get into this micro helicopter, micro, sub-micro, and even pump-size helicopters. So I used to provide similar diagrams, and I used to tell people the same thing. Get this type of ESC for this motor, and these components. So basically, in a system like this, you need obviously you need an ESC speed control for the main. You need a speed control for the tail, and you need your receiver separately, which is what we have right here. You have your receiver section right here, and then you have the ESC section right here. The battery power comes in on the ESC side, and that gets distributed through a DC to DC converter. You need 5 volts, to power up the servos. Oops. And also some of the chips that are on this receiver board, as well as on this board right here. So you need to convert that, and that's what this little circuit does right here. It distributes, the low